In spite of the battles that have been fought for the arts throughout history, I reckon the arts will always exist to help generations of people express profound truths about themselves and to create and communicate cultural and spiritual lineage across the ages. The first assumption I'd like to present comes from Einstein. Creativity is intelligence having fun. Creativity involves deep engagement with classroom experiences. There's a buzz of energy or prolonged engagement. It involves artistic materials, which are compelling, demanding, exhilarating, and artistic processes, such as problem solving and collaborating. Let's face it, artists are a weird mob, but good weird, I think. We understand somatic connections between the body, mind, and spirit, the use of signs and symbols, material engagement with objects and actions, and taking on as-if properties of characters and events. The second assumption involves political and ethical ideologies. Is human capital, for example, as important as economic and climatic concerns? Gough Whitlam in 1972's arts policy is to promote a standard of excellence, widen access and understanding and application. Eisner said, what do the arts teach? Unique forms of cognition, making good judgments about qualitative relationships, reaching into poetic capacities, surrendering to the unexpected, and considering what we are capable of feeling. Education is becoming increasingly about stage-based norms, about border fights across disciplines. Less fortunate kids are those who are not good at what counts, yet what does and could engage them, the arts, is often put to the bottom. As we've discussed today, I think we need to document and articulate to others what creativity and the arts are about, to surface the voice of participants, the children, teachers, parents, the community. By being co-participants and co-researchers with them, we can accompany exemplars of practice with critique. We need to engage students in explicit conversations about what they think they want to do, the decisions they are making, their responsibility to other learners, to exemplify how artworks are evidence of student learning and creativity. This points to the value of documentation of learning in action, recording in various ways what actually happens, discussing these experiences in reflective, analytical ways, considering how to improve the experience for everyone, and using documentation as a memory jogger and a starting point for the next creative stage. Vygotsky talked about the first literacies of children being stories, drawings, dances, songs, and play. Many people are concerned about the privileging and pushing down of lettered and numbered symbol systems in our curriculum. What's next? Kindergarten entry exams? Good enough draw a man task? The arts help us to center on big ideas, often by interrogating understanding through open-ended projects, solving rich, complex problems. Student-driven investment involves acting and feeling like artists, making, looking, sharing. Such learning is often very philosophical. I quote, "There is a lot of air pollution and noise pollution that's making us not feel so good about ourselves. There are trees in the far distance and birds and a waterfall, and they're going to be gone. And it's mainly our fault, not the animals. Humans wanted the non-polluted side, but the government didn't listen." The pedagogical toolkit of the arts involve real semiotic processes, creating, improvising, rehearsing, reflecting, critiquing, but also metaphoric extensions, linking between things we know and don't know about metaphoric devices and using these devices. This is a blend of encouraging student as artist autonomy, putting our own artistry on the line, working interdependently, and flexible shifting, listening to what students are doing and saying, and adjusting to the next move to facilitate that work. We can't also forget that the environment is the third teacher and should be inviting, compelling, and inspirational. It should provoke serious work. Ideally, it should be physically safe and functional with ventilation, lighting, acoustics. It should have quality materials that are functional and attractive, and authentic resources such as sprung wooden floors, African drums. Taking time, slowing down for the deep social experiences and stronger bonds is reflected in the comments that the preschool children made about the shadow project I showed earlier. They said things like about a shadow, it's there, but you can't hold on to it. The sun makes it be born in the morning and die at night. Shared commitment involves being part of something bigger than oneself. It offers an identity and sense of purpose that sustains commitment to learning and fosters compassion. Often this is nonverbal, and meaning-making is shared through perception, recognition, and response. In such multi-directional communication, listening is critical as speaking and sharing one's work. Respectful dialogue includes considering each other's ideas, expressing feelings, engaging in constructive critique, and reflecting on processes and products. As these 5-year-old children show us, a still life is not still. As Bell Hooks said, art can propel people to look at something in a new way, which is critical to social change. Similarly, Bertolt Brecht said, art is not a mirror held up to society, but a hammer with which to shape it. Although this is a rather flippant illustration, I think it shows that the arts honor the important role that symbols play in reflecting the ideologies of communities. They highlight the fluidity of time through generations where individuals are bound together by belief systems, traditions, customs, and values. This is why creativity and the arts deserve a preeminent place in the education of our children and culture. Thank you.